What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Feed the Beast Infinity Evolved Expert Mode. Oh yeah, guys. So I've been doing some stuff since the last episode. I finally got around to putting in all the lasers here. Yeah, and then I made, I think, 10 more of the Iridium machine frames. The resonant machine frames, that's what it is. Yeah, I made 10 more of those. Yep, I just set those up to go overnight. Like I said, we have all the power, and it just takes a while. So why not? Just do that overnight, and we can have those on hand. So that's pretty cool. Also, what I was doing is I set up all 4 of those recyclers that we had made last episode, and I think these are going about as fast as, well, they might be able to go faster. Let me rephrase that. These are going as fast as they can with the amount of cobble that we are piping in. So yeah, 13 overclocker upgrades is enough to go through an entire stack of cobblestone before the igneous extruder down below pushes another stack of cobblestone into it. So that's pretty cool. So we are making a lot of scrap. Yes, that is really, really awesome. The scrap I have being pulled into a deep storage a deep storage unit with a resonant retriever. And yeah, we are definitely making a lot of scrap now. We have almost 200,000 of this stuff on hand. So that is a pretty good amount. I did set up a second mass fabricator over here. After I'd set these things up and I saw that we were getting a stockpile of that scrap, I was like, you know, we definitely want a second one of these things. So yeah, this seems to be going max speed. I don't think we can't put overclocker upgrades in here, so this can't go faster as far as I know. It's using scrap. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it can go faster. It seems like the fastest that we can get these things to go right now. So I'm pretty happy with that. We got 2 of them going supposedly max speed, pushing all their stuff into this drum that is being pulled out with the fluid duct here into our replicator, which is replicating our Iridium Ore, which has been going for something like 18 hours now. So do you guys have any guesses on how much we have made the Iridium? Yeah, this has been going overnight for quite some time now. And we got 2 mass fabricators going. I think at the end of the last episode, we had, what, like 13? 15? I can't remember the exact number or something like that. It was a decent amount, though, going from 0 to that many. Let's check it out. Oh, baby. So we have 3 stacks plus 1, I think. Yeah, this is almost about to make its plus 2. So 3 stacks, guys. So 2 stacks of these is going to go into an ME controller. Okay, so we are so close to applied energistics right now. So close. And then we got a full stack plus 1 for other purposes. I don't know what we're going to do. Now, I was talking about setting up EU production last episode, towards the end of the episode. And honestly, this is going just fine using the immersive engineering, converting RF to EU. So let me show you what I did for a power down here, so you guys can get a good idea. So I have an MFSU right here, and then we have 3 of these HV wire connectors touching, 3 more on this resonant flux duct. Yeah, so we got, what is that, 32,000 RF potentially being converted on 3 different points going into this thing. It's not using that much RF, but I'm just saying it can only convert so much RF into EU per connection. So I set up 3 of those to make sure we're piping in the maximum amount. I don't know if that's overkill or not, but it's keeping this MFSU full, right? And then I have the same thing over here. So we have 2 MFSUs, the same exact setup, and those are all piping their stuff through the glass fiber cables all along there, powering all those machines. So I don't know how much RF per tick that is using there, but it's converting the RF into the EU, which is running 2 mass fabricators and 4 recyclers with 13 overclocker upgrades just fine, and it's not complaining at all. So I don't really think we need to set up that EU power production. I think we are going to be just fine the way we are. I also did go ahead and make more of these overclocker upgrades. I was playing for a long time after the last episode, trying to get all this stuff fixed up. Currently, I'm in the process of making more of these fuel rods. So the reason why I'm doing this is because after last episode, I went over and checked how much uranium we had in our storage system over here, and it was like 1,000 plus. I don't know. It said 1,000. And I grabbed all the stacks and I brought them downstairs, right? So we put them over here in this chest and we let it do its auto processing thing. And while it was auto processing, I decided it'd be a good idea to fix our cyclic assembler. This resonant filter is what I did. I changed this out, and it'll only allow 64 of each of these different types into the cyclic assembler, so we don't get overstocked in these uranium 238s. So another thing I did is after I did that, I added on this other pipe here that's piping the uranium 238 over into this storage drawer, and we now have 10,000 of these. I don't know what we're gonna do with 10,000 of those things, but yeah, we're overstocked. And instead of having it all go upstairs, I wanted it to go here. Okay, so then I looked in the cyclic assembler and I saw, wait, why do we have a stack of each of these in here? Shouldn't this have been converted into the enriched uranium nuclear fuel? Why do we have a stack here? Why do we have a stack here? Yeah, we ran out of fuel rods. That's the problem. So I'm in the process of making more fuel rods so everything can be happy and this process continues. Or washing plant. No, it looks like everything processed. Yeah, so the fuel rods go up here and keep everything happy. I need to get a chest and fill that up. I was making all these iron plates so we can turn those into fuel rods and have everything be happy. But the thing that I was questioning is, since we have 10,000 of this here and only one stack of the tiny piles here, where did the rest of them go? Let's go upstairs and look. Okay, so tiny piles of the uranium. Yeah, we got 3,000 235s up here, guys. That is a lot. Oh man, so I need to take that all downstairs and get that all to be auto crafted. That's why I decided that I should make this many of the fuel rods. Let's get another stack in there. Let's go back down real quick, and then in this chest over here, this is where all the fuel rods get outputted. So we have this many completed ones that need to be converted into the quad fuel cells, which is 3 stacks of iron plates and 2 stacks of copper plates per stack. I guess per 4 stacks of fuel rods, we'll make 4 of the, I guess 1 stack of the quad fuel rods. Too many different numbers here. But anyway, that's what I'm working on right now. Okay, so I reworked this machine again. I keep toying with this thing. It's like every time I process some uranium, it's like, oh, I got a better idea. So yeah, I put a resonant retriever here instead of a resonant filter, and this is now pulling uranium 238 and 235 from the pipe network. So the 238 is coming from right here, right? We had 10,000 before, we're down to like 4,000. I've been doing a lot of crafting. Yeah, and then this filter right here I have set to accept 235 if we overflow again, and then I upgraded that chest to a diamond chest, so we got a lot of space here. Yeah, that's all the 235 that we have left. I've done a heck of a lot of crafting. Looks like we are running low on these fuel rods once again, so we'll fill that up, and then I put a chest here for excess fuel rods if I ever make that many. But yeah, everything seems to be working pretty well. The cyclic assembler is being stocked full of both of the different uraniums, making that enriched fuel. Everything's, you know, flowing from where it needs to be into it. Yeah, the fluid solid canning machine is doing its thing. I did put 5 more overclockers into this thing, so it creates those fuel cells way faster. We're up to 4 stacks of quad fuel rods. In fact, we'll make that 5 stacks here in just a second. I've had to make a lot of copper plates and iron plates, but yeah, we are getting this stuff done, which is really cool, and we won't have to touch the nuclear reactor for a little bit of time. We'll be getting that plutonium automatically. It might be a thing where we upgrade to have more nuclear reactors here pretty soon. I don't know. But yeah, we got a lot of fuel here waiting to be used. That's for sure. Oh, it looks like we are now running low on the enriched uranium nuclear fuel. Cool. So we've gone through all that. We are down to 3,886 of the 238s. Awesome. All right, well, I will finish up making the rest of these fuel rods, the quad ones, and stocking our reactor, and we'll be back to move on to something else. All right, so during that time, we collected a few more of the iridium ore, which is awesome that we're making it this quickly. I'm really, really happy about that. We could probably make it faster if we had more of these mass fabricators and more of the MFSUs down there and all of this stuff. We'll worry about that later. But what I was looking at is the ME controller. So this thing right here does require this quantum core. This is why we had to do the UU matter and make the iridium ore. This takes 4 nether stars, so we're going to have to go fight some more wither bosses. It takes this enriched cenarium alloy, which is enriched sanarium, which is uranium ingots. Oh, actually, I might have made a mistake by processing all that uranium. Whoops. Is there a way to get this stuff back? I think we get some from the spent fuel rods too, right? So I can probably get some back that way. How else do we get this stuff? The enriched uranium nuclear fuel. Okay. Crushed uranium ore. Is there a way that I can take that uranium 235 and convert it into this stuff? I don't know. I'll figure that out. I might have to set up the quarry again. It's not really that big of a deal. But anyway, I was looking at this thing, and yeah, the sanarium, we need to set up a thing that's going to make sanarium. So we need a molecular transformer. So this requires 1 million EU per piece, and 1 glowstone will turn into this. And I think you can do a block of glowstone into the bigger piece. I don't know, that might be changed. So we have to do that. And then we have to make the sanarium alloy, which is another one of those sanariums. And then the iridium reinforced plate. So we need those iridium ores plus these advanced alloys plus a diamond. Okay, so that's that. So we have that to work on. Then we also have this enhanced Galgadorian metal. This stuff is something I've never made before. So we get that from smelting the large lump of Galgador, which is created from 9 lumps of Galgador. And to get one of these, we need a block of diamond. So that's 9. Wait, no, that gives us 2 of those. Okay, anyway, so that's 9 diamonds, some glowstone, the eye of Galgador, and the stabilized metal. And the stabilized metal is iron plus this hardened mesh, which is iron bars and this refined stuff. And that's more obsidian, which we have no problem making now. So that's a lot of crafting to do that. Then we need these eyes of Galgador, which requires magma cream, fermented spider eyes, and then ghast tears. So we need 2 ghast tears per eye of Galgador. We need 3 of those per 2 of these. So we're going to need a lot of ghast tears. So that's probably the next thing we should work on, is getting some ghast tears. We have 6, so that's not going to be enough. So I'm thinking we could try setting up one of those Ender IO powered spawners. I've never tried. I don't think actually I've ever tried one of those. Pretty sure I haven't. So a powered spawner. It looks like there's 3 different ones. Enderman chicken. I don't know why it shows those. So anyway, a powered spawner requires some electrical steel, a machine chassis, Z-Logic controller, vibrant crystals, and then some kind of a head of some description. All right. So the vibrant crystal is emerald, electron tube, vibrant alloy, and enderium nuggets. Those are pretty easy for us to get. The machine chassis we've seen before, just a basic machine frame plus aluminum. Yep, that's pretty easy. Electrical steel is, how do we get electrical steel? Silicon, pulverized coal, and iron. Yeah, we've made that before. Silicon is just pulverized sand, so that's pretty easy. Cool. So we got some stuff that we have to do here. I'm going to go ahead and craft up one of these powered spawners. And then I do believe we have to, is it the soul vial? We have to go into the nether and capture a ghast with a soul vial. And then there's a way that we can convert a broken spawner, one of these things, one of these broken spawners, into a specific mob type. So yeah, let me go ahead and get some stuff done, guys, and we'll be back. Alright, well, it looks like I found a ghast here, and I got pretty close to that hive. Hopefully we won't have to worry about, there we go, got it. We won't have to worry about bees or whatever, wasps, whatever it is that comes out of those things. I think we're fine. So yeah, I did catch the ghast. Cool. So let's look at making that powered spawner. Alright guys, so I've done some crafting here, and we should be able to make our powered spawner now. So let's go ahead and make one of these. Like I said, I think this might be the first time I've ever used the powered spawner from Ender IO. Usually I use the one from MFR. So we'll see how this works. I don't know if this is good or not or whatever, but it doesn't require the mob juice as far as I know, and it just requires power, so it might be a little bit better. So I wanted to try this. We have to take a broken spawner and put it with the soul vial with the ghast in there, and that'll convert the spawner to a ghast type. So soul binder. Yeah, we saw this interface a while ago. We put that there, we put that there, and it requires 15 levels of experience. We can use player XP. Alright, so it is, I guess it's doing something. Oh, does this take a while? Progress 2%. Oh, wow, okay. So this is probably going to take like 5 or 10 minutes. We'll be back, guys. So it looks like this is just about done. I'm now just realizing though that I probably could have put in one of those capacitors here to speed this up. Yeah, I didn't even notice that there was a thing there before, but anyway, so there we go. Broken spawner, ghast, hold shift, combined with the powered spawner in an anvil to set spawn type. Oh, well, I'm glad I pressed shift there because I would have tried putting this inside the powered spawner. Okay, so we have to do this on an anvil. Okay, so we should have an anvil still around here. Let's go ahead and grab this thing. Zombie somewhere. Get out of here, zombie. Leave me alone. Dang, guys. I really want to get some of those magnum torches around here. Probably the most annoying thing about this base is we are so close to the surface, and there are mobs that spawn and walk over here, and like spiders, they track you. So spiders are really annoying. You walk away, they track you again. It's just, anyway, I'll stop complaining about that now. All right, so you put that here and put that 30 levels. Okay, I wasn't expecting it to be that much, but I guess that is fine. Let's grab this thing. Can we get the 30 levels out of this by right clicking? And got it, cool. So we can come back over here away from that zombie, and powered spawner plus broken spawner ghast equals powered spawner ghast. Hold shift. Supply with power to activate, upgrade with capacitors to increase speed and energy storage. Oh, okay, cool. So we'll go ahead and make a gas spawner. Got it. So back over here into our table. All right, there's a capacitor that we can use to upgrade. Let's go ahead and sleep. Make sure no more mobs are going to be spawning around us. And we'll head over and try this thing out. So I did cook up almost the rest of our nether quartz, making some more fused glass, which is blast resistant. And the reason why I did that is because ghast shoot fireballs, right? Yeah, I set it up over here where Wellington Towers originated from. Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do with this. I really want to put grass back on here and make this thing look good again. Man, these chunks. Stop not loading chunks. There we go. Anyway, so I didn't have enough to completely make a box, but as far as I understand, a gas spawn in a 5x5x4. They need 4 above them. So that's what I did here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks of space and then 5 side to side. So I think we should just be able to put that right there. I'm afraid to put that spawner on there just yet. Let's spawn. Okay, we'll put the capacitor there. What is this? Capture. Oh, we don't want to. Oh, does that just get the soul back out of the spawner, put it back into this thing so you can reuse this for something else? That might be what that is. Okay, so spawn. Let's go ahead and break this. Let's set that there. I don't know if the gas will spawn while I am standing here or if I have to leave this box for it to work. What does the interface look like? Progress. Hopefully it doesn't spawn outside of the box. Whoop. Right in the face. Okay, so we are able to spawn gas that way. It looks like, oh no, okay, so this thing just goes up, but it's the progress that actually matters. Guess it's not spawning. I thought it said 100%. Maybe it's trying to spawn failing because I'm here. Maybe if I get out of the box, it'll make this better. But we were able to get one. We got 3 gas tiers from that. So that is pretty cool. Why is this thing not spawning anymore? I don't know. Okay, well, we got one. Can I kill it through the glass? Nope, but it is trapped in there for sure. Alright, well, I'm just gonna do this and farm the amount of gas tiers that we need. There's probably way better setups that we could do, but, you know, this is keeping the gas in the little box. It can't really shoot its fireballs anywhere and destroy anything. So yeah, let me go and farm up like 30, or maybe I'll do a couple stacks of gas tiers. I don't know. We'll see how long it takes before I get tired of doing this. Yeah, let me go ahead and finish this up, guys, and we will be right back. Alright, so I farmed a little over a stack of the gas tiers. I think it was a stack plus 10. We got some stuff laid out here. Yeah, it was a stack plus 10 is what it was. We are looking at making that Galgadorian metal stuff, and this is a crazy thing. You have to use obsidian and diamonds to make this raw hardener, then you have to smelt that, and then put that with these iron bars to make this hardened mesh. You also have to use it with the hardened mesh to make whatever it is that this thing makes. Let's make one of these. Oh, you know what? I forgot to put in the rest of the iron bars over here. Let's do that. Okay, so that makes the stabilized metal, 5 of them. Okay, so we can put stabilized metal here. Then we need these Eye of Galgador. All right, so we need 3 of them per recipe. So there's 1. Nope. I guess we ran out of the spider eyes. Let's use these over here. Let's make 1 more so we have an even amount. Okay, so there's 5, 6. All right, so that's like 3 recipes of these. We should be able to put those here. All right, so there's a lump of Galgador. I think we need 18 of these small ones, right? So we're going to need a few more recipes of these things, which means we need a few more spider eyes. We're going to put those over here. Let's just craft up as many as we can get. There's 6. All right, so I don't think we're going to have enough. Wait, what did I... Oh, we ran out of the stabilized metal. All right. Well, we got enough for 1 of the lumps of Galgador. Okay, well, I need to farm. Well, we're going to need spider eyes. I don't know if we're going to have enough. We need brown mushrooms, which, unfortunately, I made the red mushrooms instead of the brown ones the last time. But we still have them right here with the 7 growth, which isn't bad. But what I'll do is I'll take some time. I'll bring those up to the 10, 10, 10s, just like I did with the red ones. Yeah, so we can get 4 per harvest. Cool. Let me go ahead and get some more stuff done here. And then also, for the semi-controller, besides these enhanced Galgadorian metals, we are also going to need this quantum core, which requires the Ender boss, or I guess the Nether star stuff. So we should look at making the Cenarium stuff. We need a lot of these, and this requires a lot of EU per piece. So we need a molecular transformer. I don't even know what the recipe for one of these are. Oh my goodness. Extreme voltage transformer? All right, so we need HV transformer plus a Lapatron plus advanced circuit plus insulated HV cable, which is 3 rubber plus an HV cable, which I think is iron, right? Yeah, iron extruded. Good, we should have some of this because I've accidentally that a few times. What else do we need for this thing? We need advanced machine casings times 4, 2 more advanced circuits, and an MT core, which is a thick neutron reflector, which is 4 neutron reflectors and a bunch of copper plates. And that is pulverized coal and tin dust. Man, that is a lot of ridiculous crafting. So we need a radiant glass pane, which is a radiant uranium, which is uranium and glowstone. Cool. I'm going to have to figure out what we're going to do for that uranium since I went ahead and I processed all that stuff. Yeah, and I think I might have messed up because we are out of uranium, right? Yeah, we don't have any here. I'll figure out a way to get some more of that stuff. I am pretty sure... Well, what do we have here, actually? I did scan some things. Do we have anything here? Tiny pile of uranium 235 that I scanned to put on the crystal memory. They did a plutonium and an iridium ore. Well, that doesn't really help us, does it? All right, well, yeah, I'll figure out what we're going to do. I might just set up the quarry to start quarrying some more stuff. That one section did finish. I set that up to finish overnight. Yeah, we could probably do this section and try and get some more of that uranium ore. Anyway, yeah, let me go ahead and get some stuff done, guys, and we'll be back. More time has passed. More stuff has been done, guys. I went ahead and I set up the inscriber, and I had to make a couple of... Whoops, wrong button. I had to make a couple of those calculation processors, the ones that use the pure Certus quartz. Where is it? This one right here. So we are pretty close to having our first ME controller. Everything is done now, except for... our quantum core, which is going to require those nether stars like we talked about, and the Cenarium alloy, which requires a lot more of the uranium, and then the Cenarium piece, which we are going to get by putting glowstone through the molecular transformer. I did set up a recipe for this somewhere. Where is it? It's right here. Molecular transformer. There we go. Finally got that done. Let's grab some glowstone and get this thing going since it's going to take a little bit of time. I'm just going to do the dust. I think you can put the blocks in there if I remember from before, but we're just going to do this for now. So let's stick this little fella right there. What's this look like? Ooh, it's got a cool little interface. If we put the glowstone here, it's going to do some stuff. It looks like it is not getting enough EU. That's what it kind of feels like. I think this number would stay steady if it was getting enough. Or maybe it is getting enough, but it can accept more. Does it say how much this can accept? It doesn't. Okay, well, maybe I will end up making some more of our HV transformers down there and pumping more power into the system. I don't know how long this is going to take per piece, but it looks like we need a few pieces here. Well, it doesn't look like it's taking that long per piece, right? Maybe a minute? Minute and a half? I don't know. How's this doing? All right, so we've gotten 35 more plus past those 3 stacks. Okay, cool. So the ME controller required this quantum core, which is all this stuff and this. So we are running out of the uranium, and I was trying to figure out what we were going to do. I did set the quarry back up. Yeah, I set the quarry back up in the other part that we didn't quarry yet. We're up to 47 of these things. And as it turns out, if you take the uranium plus cinnabar, like we were using to get the shiny metal, you can put that over in the induction smelter, and you get 3 uranium ingots per uranium ore, which I think is the best or the most efficient way to get this uranium ingot. So I don't really know how much we need, but we do need a lot of this stuff, and we're gonna need a lot of that cenarium. Let's go back in here one more time. Yeah, so we need the irradiant uranium, which is glowstone block plus the uranium ingot, and I'm gonna have to go glowstone farming. All right, let's take a stack of them. We got a stack of these. I cooked up a couple of those earlier. We needed 2 pieces, I do believe, for the molecular transformer. I already have some in here. This goes pretty quick, to be honest. With all these lasers going, I think this might be the fastest craft we've done with the assembly table so far. Or maybe just the redstone chipset is faster. I don't know, but yeah, this is going pretty quick, so that's really awesome. Yeah, pretty happy with this laser setup. So I got some things that I need to do. We got some time to spend waiting for this to happen. I need to go farm some glowstone. I need to hook up more power so we can get more EU in here, so this thing, you know, does its processing a bit faster. I don't even know the total amount of that cenarium we need. So there's 9 for this piece, and a lot of the uranium. So that is 9, 36 plus this, which is another 9. And so we need to do all of that times 4. Okay, so we got a bit to go on that. Oh man. All right, guys. Well, I tell you what, I think we're going to go and wrap the episode up here for today. I got some stuff that I need to do off camera. Got a lot of stuff that we need to wait around for, unfortunately. But yeah, hooking up that EU power, getting that to make the cenarium pieces that much faster, definitely something I'm looking at doing. But yeah, guys, that's it for today. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to leave a like on this episode if you did like it, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.